The Zodiac Killer, a name that sends chills down the spines of those who remember the terror that gripped Northern California in the late 1960s and early 1970s. He was a phantom, a specter who emerged from the darkness to commit brutal murders, leaving a trail of blood and fear in his wake. Unlike many killers who fade into the annals of history, the Zodiac remains an enigma, his identity a chilling question mark that continues to haunt us to this day. He was a master manipulator, controlling the narrative with his cryptic messages and audacious communications with the press. He craved notoriety, reveling in the fear and panic he instilled. Despite the efforts of law enforcement and amateur sleuths alike, the Zodiac Killer vanished into thin air, leaving behind a legacy of unsolved murders and unanswered questions. The Zodiac's reign of terror began in December 1968 with the brutal shooting of David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen on Lake Herman Road in Benicia, California. Young and in love, they were simply enjoying a romantic evening when their lives were cut tragically short. The brutality of the crime sent shockwaves through the community, but little did they know this was just the beginning. Months later, in July 1969, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau were parked at Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo when a gunman approached their car. Shot multiple times, Darlene tragically lost her life, while Michael miraculously survived to provide a chilling account of the assailant. This attack, coupled with the previous murders, sent a wave of fear through Northern California. The public was on edge, wondering who or what would strike next. Adding another layer to the already terrifying mystery, the Zodiac began sending cryptic messages to local newspapers. These chilling missives, often filled with ciphers and strange symbols, taunted the police and the public alike. He claimed responsibility for the murders, providing details that only the killer could know. The letters were like a window into the mind of a madman, offering glimpses of his twisted thoughts and motivations. Some of the ciphers were cracked, revealing more threats and taunts. One chilling message read, "I like killing people because it's so much fun." The cryptic nature of the letters only added to the mystique and terror surrounding the Zodiac. He seemed to relish the attention, reveling in the fear and uncertainty he created with each carefully crafted message. Section 4. A macabre game of cat and mouse. The Zodiac Killer was engaged in a macabre game of cat and mouse with the authorities. He reveled in the publicity, demanding his letters be printed in the newspapers or threatening further violence. His taunts were relentless, designed to humiliate and frustrate the very people trying to bring him to justice. He claimed to be collecting slaves for the afterlife, adding a chillingly delusional dimension to his already terrifying persona. The Zodiac's desire for control and recognition was palpable, fueling his need to keep himself in the public eye. He was a master manipulator, using fear and uncertainty as his weapons of choice. Section 5. The enigmatic suspects. Over the years, numerous suspects have emerged, each with their own tantalizing connections to the case. Arthur Lee Allen, a man with a troubled past and a striking resemblance to a police sketch, became a prime suspect for investigators. However, despite years of scrutiny and circumstantial evidence, nothing concrete ever linked him definitively to the crimes. Another name that surfaced was Ted Kaczynski, better known as the Unabomber. While eventually apprehended and convicted for his own string of bombings, any connection to the Zodiac killings remained speculative. The lack of definitive answers only fueled the mystery, leaving investigators and amateur sleuths alike to grapple with the possibility that the Zodiac's true identity might forever remain a secret. Section 6. Justice delayed, not denied. Despite the passage of time, the case of the Zodiac Killer remains open. Law enforcement has never given up hope, and advances in DNA technology offer a glimmer of hope that justice may one day be served. Samples from the crime scenes are continuously being re-examined, hoping for a breakthrough that could finally unmask the killer. The enduring fascination with the Zodiac Killer speaks to our collective need to understand the darkness that can lurk in the human heart. It is a stark reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, the pursuit of justice must never cease. Perhaps one day the shadow of the Zodiac will finally be lifted and the families of his victims can find some measure of peace.